Hello everyone, today we're back with another video on the top 10 heroes in DC, Dark Legion. This time we're focusing on the top 10 best support heroes in the current meta. Of course, in the future, new heroes will be released, so I'll be making more updated top lists. The ranking criteria include their support stats, how common their faction is, how well they can assist teammates, their survivability, and lastly, how much you should invest in them. The investment factor is only briefly mentioned at the end because if you're playing long term, it's not that important. Just wait for their events to repeat, and you'll be able to collect enough shards to star up these heroes. Before we start, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit subscribe button so you won't miss more great videos from me. And don't hesitate to share your thoughts about this video to help me improve in the future. For this top 10 list, I'll only be including Mythic and Mythic Plus heroes, because even if legendary heroes are strong at their max potential, they still can't match the power of Mythic ones. However, for free-to-play players or beginners, Mara and Vixen could rank higher. In fact, I've used them for many purposes in the game. For example, you can pair Mara with Justice League Dark to help Constantine survive when
I will take
facing
care of this.
Deathstroke, since Mara's first skill works together with Dr. Fate's first skill to boost Constantine's survivability. And when you're up against a strong defensive opponent, you can use Vixen to increase Constantine's damage output.
I like this look.
Speaking of offense boosts, Vixen might even be stronger than Zatanna in that regard. Alright, let's start with number 10. Stargirl can be useful in many situations, but her ability to remove debuffs isn't very effective at low blue stars. At higher stars, I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think she provides strong survivability support for teammates, nor does she offer great damage support. If you use her, you'll need to pair her with another support hero to get good results, unless your team is already very strong and your only concern is the opponent's debuffs, in which case she'll be more effective. Because of her lower impact in most battles, she takes the number 10 spot on this list. Next, at number 9, we have Batgirl. Her main strength is boosting critical chance and critical damage. For physical damage dealers, Batgirl is actually a very good support since crit allows them to deal significantly more damage. For example, you can pair her with Supergirl, who is currently the best AoE physical damage dealer and also gains crit on her own when Krypton energy reaches level 2. She can also support Nightwing and Talia, both of whom can increase their own crit and are among the strongest assassins in the game right now. Increasing crit chance for these heroes gives them more opportunities to deal double or even triple damage. That said, her overall usefulness isn't as high or as common as other heroes, especially since she mainly fits in Batman teams, a lineup considered weak before Nightwing's arrival. At number 8, we have Flash. In terms of offensive support, Flash is quite strong. He can significantly boost your main damage dealer's output, arguably providing the highest damage boost among all support heroes. However, he's a melee hero, only supports a single ally, and is relatively easy to take down. In many cases, he gets defeated before even using his ultimate. These weaknesses make him less common in PvP, especially when you have other alternatives. Still, he remains useful in PvE modes like Combat Cycle and various other game modes. He's strong, but there are still many heroes stronger than him, so this spot feels just right for him. At number 7, we have Crypto. The truth is, Crypto's healing is quite low compared to other supports. What makes him stand out is his ability to reduce the enemy's attack and knock them down, giving you a short window of crowd control. However, his tendency to move around can get him defeated quickly, especially against strong offensive opponents. On top of that, he doesn't deal damage, which is another drawback. Crypto works best with the Superman family, especially Supergirl. If you're running Supergirl without Crypto, you won't be able to maximize her damage potential. His special strength is shield generation. He can both create a shield and heal allies under 50% HP, which is extremely useful when a teammate is on the brink of defeat. That said, I feel Raven handles this role even better. The last downside is that Crypto requires a significant investment to truly support the Superman family at their best. At number 6, I would place Superboy. His ability to reduce an enemy's physical defense isn't particularly strong because it requires stacking, meaning he needs to survive long enough to significantly lower the enemy's physical defense. Overall, it's more useful in combat cycle. In terms of this specific ability, I think Killer Croc does it better. He can reduce physical defense by up to 30% for all enemies, whereas Superboy only reduces it by 20% and needs to stack it 4 times, which means surviving through 4 enemy ultimates. That's not really feasible in early game PvP. Later in the game, when everyone is equal in terms of blue stars and gear, it might become more viable. Early on, though, most players don't have max stars or fully built stats, so it's less effective. As for his attack buff, he can only boost one ally and himself, and it's based on his own attack stat. This means you'll need to invest heavily in him for his support role to be effective. In general, most Superman family heroes require a lot of investment to perform well.
I am mysterious.
At number 5, we have Raven. Even though she's an extremely good support hero and one I often use, I have to be fair. One of her biggest strengths is healing teammates effectively. When she transforms into a raven and flies into the air, she becomes untargetable, meaning that when you use her ultimate, she's guaranteed to heal her teammates 100% of the time. Other supports don't have this guarantee. They can be defeated while casting their ultimate. Another strong point is her ability to substitute for an ally who's on the brink of defeat and heal them. After substituting in, she can immediately use her ultimate to become untargetable, which also helps that ally escape being targeted for a short time. However, the downside is that this substitution can put her in danger, making her easier to take down. She also has a self-healing skill, but it's based on her own damage output, which, as a support, isn't very high. This means the healing amount is often too small compared to the HP she loses, so it doesn't help her survive much longer. At number 4, we have Green Lantern. This might surprise some of you, but he's more suited for pay-to-win players, so I can't rank him any higher. However, in terms of pure survivability support, I'd say he could easily be in second place or even first. If you have the budget to invest in him, he's absolutely worth it. The only reason he's not higher on this list is that he's not free, and there are other strong, easier to obtain supports out there. What makes him such a good support is his crowd control and healing. He can stun enemies, has 2 AoE healing skills, and his ultimate both heals and creates a shield if there's excess healing. On top of that, if more members of the Green Lantern family are added in the future, his healing power will become even stronger. So if you're looking to invest in a strong support hero, Green Lantern is a great choice. Just be prepared. Maxing his blue stars will likely cost a lot of money. At number 3, we have Poison Ivy,
I'll take care
the
of this.
best free, easy to
A little
obtain
help
healing
from my
support for
secret
free-to-play
god.
players. Like Raven and Crypto, she's a mythic hero, but she's stronger than both of them thanks to her survivability and usefulness in a strong team. She can lure enemies toward her, preventing them from attacking for a short time and drawing them into vulnerable positions. She summons multiple vines, which not only distract enemies but also heal her allies. Her healing scales with the number of vines summoned. She also heals herself. Her biggest weakness is that she can still be attacked while casting her ultimate, which means she might be defeated before completing the heal. But since her ultimate activates quickly, I don't think this significantly weakens her. At number 2, we have Zatanna, a fantastic support for both
You should see
offense
what I
and
pull out of
defense.
my hat.
She can boost the attack of heroes like Flash and Superboy, and also increase physical defense to help teammates survive longer. She's especially valuable for Justice League Dark teams, which I believe are currently the strongest in PvP, thanks to Constantine's extremely high damage. The main weakness of this team is Constantine himself. They're most vulnerable against assassin teams. If you're interested, I can make another video ranking the strongest assassins, so you'll know which ones to pick when facing high damage threats like Constantine. If JLD ever stops being the top PvP team, Zatanna might drop in rank too, since she mainly shines in JLD setups and is rarely used outside of them. The reason is simple. She helps Constantine deal more damage and survive against physical damage assassins. Finally, at number 1 in the current meta, we have Starfire. She belongs to the Outsider faction, which isn't that strong yet due to the small roster, but she still takes the top spot thanks to her excellent support abilities. First, she can reduce enemy attack. While Crypto can do this even better, Starfire applies it right from her first skill, meaning she can weaken enemy damage output very early, even at the start of the battle. Next is her AoE healing. While it's not extremely wide in range, it's very effective at keeping the front line alive, since it also comes with a damage reduction effect. This makes it extremely difficult for opponents to take down the front row of any team with her in it. This top 10 list is based on my own experience, as well as feedback from some friends who commented on my previous top 10 video. I believe this is my most complete ranking so far, but I still welcome your suggestions so I can update it in the future when more support heroes are released. If you'd like me to include Mara, I think she would be on par with Crypto and Raven. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.